I feel like it's been such a long time since we added a video to Pink Flamingo Gaming, and I think today's the day to do one. The collection is extensive, the pickups are amazing. I have visited yard sales, flea markets, garage sales, and I have picked up some amazing items. Our first pickup was from Facebook Marketplace, and it was this extremely yellowed Game Boy. Unfortunately, when I was looking at the pictures, I couldn't tell just how yellow it is. And it smells like cigarettes, but it works. The reason why I'm holding it here is because the glue wore off and the little plastic screen protector that actually protects the screen fell off. The good news is it doesn't hurt it, doesn't damage it, and I can simply glue it back on. Along with that, I got a PlayStation 1 game, and I love the PlayStation 1. I got Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, which is a really cool game. I haven't played it, but I watched some videos of people playing it, and I'm now excited to add it to that shelf right there, because that is my PlayStation 1 section, which has grown to 3 shelves. That's awesome. So add that. We'll probably resell this, and we're going to have to fix this screen. I think you guys are going to like this one, especially if you're a Pokemon fan. So this is also another Facebook Market pickup. And this is one of those right under Holy Grail things that you hope to get and hope to find at a reasonable price. I remember what I paid for this one. I paid $125 for the bundle. And check this out. This is awesome. These are so hard to find. I've never seen one of these listed on Marketplace at a reasonable price. And you very rarely see these. These and the fantastic colored ones are very difficult to find. So for $125, I got that. Had the power cord, the AV cord, along with the matching controller. So super awesome. Did have to clean it. Again, another one from a smoker's house. And then it came with 2 games, which were Pokemon Stadium, which I already have. We're going to sell that one. And Banjo-Kazooie. So we got those all for $125. That was a great price. Now, this pickup here I've had actually for about a month now, and this was a double one. And it was pretty cool. It was one of my first yard sales of the season this year, and I was excited and disappointed at the same time. So I saw a yard sale listed in my local town on Facebook Marketplace, and right away I asked them, do you have any games? Yes, they said. The yard sale started at 8:30. I made sure I got there right at 8:30. I didn't want to be that guy that showed up at 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning while they were still setting up. Unfortunately, not being that guy made me miss out on items. So next time I'm going to be a little bit more proactive, show up a little bit earlier. So apparently the person who had these items, their daughter-in-law had dropped off a box of games. They weren't there yet, and the games sold before I got there. Bunch of NES games, some Sega Master System games, and they got a whole entire box, and then there was extra stuff in there that was not supposed to go with it for $100. So I have no idea what games those were and what I missed out on. But interestingly enough, the person passed up on 2 things. One, a not so uncommon PlayStation 2. If you're not aware though, these fat models are going for like upwards of 75 to 80 bucks. So I paid less than 50 bucks for this, along with the controller and all the wires. But more excitingly, I've never seen one of these out anywhere in the wild. A Sega Master System 2. Super awesome to have this. It's not as pretty as the original Master System. If any of you guys know, the Master System was my first console as a kid. Not this one, but the Sega Master System original console. But it's cool to get one of these. I've never even gotten a Master System in a while, let alone this super rare, hard to find Sega Master System 2. Now, I wish I got all those games. That would have been freaking awesome. But I was happy with what I did get. So next time, I'm going to get up early and make sure I get out. Recently, my town had a town-wide yard sale. They do this every single year. And I stopped at quite a few yard sales and only found one gaming item at these yard sales. Found a whole bunch of GameCube controllers, which was super awesome. Actually got 3 of them. They all seem to be in very good condition, except for one of the controllers was missing something. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what? They all look pretty good. I need to clean these up. You ready for this? I got those Super Smash Bros. For the Wii. And there was another game. There was a game, I think a SpongeBob game for the GameCube. Nothing crazy or wild, but I only paid 10 bucks for all these items together total. So it was a good value. These GameCube controllers are definitely going up in value. People are looking for these. They're hard to find, and find 3 of them at one yard sale for 10 bucks. What a great deal. Time to rapid fire and try to remember where I got all these items. Batman Forever for the Super Nintendo, about a $10 game. This was also the weekend of our town-wide yard sale. I was actually working on Saturday, and on the way home, I stopped by a yard sale, and this was still available and not sold. The guy was asking 10 bucks. It's worth about 8. I offered him 5. We struck a deal. So pretty good deal on that. One of my employees knows that I buy video games, and his wife cleans out the college rooms at one of the local colleges, and left behind, crazy enough, was a Nintendo Switch along with some games. Now, she's going to keep the Nintendo Switch along with the Joy-Cons, but I was able to get these. They contacted me and said, hey, do you want a couple games? And we struck up a deal for $25 for Pokemon Tournament DX, okay, and Mario Kart 8. Now, what makes these cool is this is actually a Japanese version of these games. Both of them are, and I only paid, I think it was $25 for both games. Both are complete, and they're region free. So really good, awesome find for 25 bucks for 2 games. It's only $12.50 a piece. Thanks, bro. Here is another Facebook Marketplace pickup. Mario Party 7. Only game these people had. I don't know. I asked them if they had anything else. This was all they had. I paid $35 for it. I always forget what Mario Party 7 goes for, but I think it's somewhere about 70 bucks. I could be wrong on that number, but this is awesome because it was complete. Hard game to find. Definitely holds some value, and paying $35 ain't too bad. Got a couple of games here. This here, I know exactly where I got 2 of these things from. Again, our town-wide yard sale. This one I found on Sunday. I couldn't believe on Sunday these were still available and not sold. I'm a big Simpsons fan. A complete copy of Bart's Nightmare on the Super Nintendo. Wow, that's cool. In the box, with the instructions and the game. Really good deal on that. And then this one was a really awesome deal because this was a game I was looking for. This game, Alien 3 for the Sega Genesis. I remember this game on the Sega Genesis when I was a kid. I remember seeing it at KB Toys, and I wanted it so bad. This is about a $35 game, complete in box. I paid 15 bucks for it. $15! Oh my god, I can't wait to play this. This is such an awesome game. And now, I can take off the tag. I have not been finding a lot lately in thrift stores. Thrift stores are always hit or miss. I actually got a really big score recently in a thrift store where I found this next game. And that was the Donkey Kong 3 arcade game. So if you check out the Germ channel, the Donkey Kong 3 game, arcade game by Nintendo, that actually kind of came out of a thrift store. It wasn't their inventory, but a guy heard me looking for video games. He lived in the Saratoga area, Lake George area, and he said, hey, I got an arcade game in my house. Would you be interested in buying it? Gave me a real good deal, sent me some pictures. I went up and bought it. But what originally intrigued me going to that store is to see if they had any video games. Now, they had a small selection of sports games, nothing crazy, but this is one a lot of people would not catch. This is Skylanders Imagineers, I can't say it, by Activision, and I paid $4 for this game. This game right here, don't pass this particular one up because it is a $25 game. So we're going to resell this to put some money back in the video game collection. But a $25 Skylander game, who would have thought? I wouldn't have. I made sure I checked these because I knew there was one that was valuable. I wasn't sure which one, and this was the one. $25, pretty good deal. A few years back, I bought a Jaguar for just $25. GameCube from this one girl, all separate. In Nintendo 64, I bought games. Always, everything's missing their cases, but everything's always complete. So she always has like wires to the console, the controllers, the AV cables. But anything time it comes to the games, it's always a loose disc or a loose cartridge. Well, the cartridges you can kind of expect, especially from Nintendo games. But when it comes to the DVD or CD forms, she never kept cases. It drives me nuts. So she always contacts me, says, hey, I just found this, and she found this case of games. Let's see what we got. She was only asking $10 for these games. As well as these GameCube games, I got Xbox TV remote, or remote, you guys know what I mean. The PlayStation 3 remote, which was super awesome. I could use both of those. And then I had bought stuff from her before, and this is Resident Evil. This is disc 1, and I have disc 2 already, because I got that in a separate purchase from her. And then we got Resident Evil disc 1 and 2, which I think I have the case of these, so we could put these right to use. Shadow the Hedgehog, which I think is a $25 game. I'm not positive on that. She only wanted $10 for all these. I ended up giving her $25. And Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. So all these for, I think it was $25, which was a super awesome deal. Plus the 2 TV remotes, or whatever you want to consider them, console remotes, for $25. That was a great deal, and I appreciate it because she keeps contacting me, and already after she found these, she contacted me again because she found some more Sega CD games. Again, disc only. I am doing my best to try to build up my GameCube collection. I believe it was 555 games total. I am nowhere near that. Nowhere even near half of it, or even a quarter of the collection. But we're going to build up that collection one game at a time. And we just added 2 more to the collection. Star Wars Rogue League. If anyone's played this, let me know if it's a good game, because I have no idea. I was never a Star Wars fan. It looks pretty promising on the back cover. And unfortunately, a player's choice version of Soul Calibur 2. The nice thing is, both of these games are complete in box. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I can't even remember where I picked these up. It's been a while. I recently went to the Lake George area to go pick up an arcade game. That was the Donkey Kong. I had a brain fart for a second. The Donkey Kong 3 arcade game you guys saw. That guy was also having a yard sale. And when I went to his yard sale, I looked through stuff that he had for sale. And he sold me a couple games. So more GameCube games. So we got Uncomplete, Tony Hawk's Underground. Okay, for the GameCube. Unfortunately, again, player choice version. Dude, look how young Hulk Hogan looks. Wrestling game, I'm not into wrestling. But let's see if it's complete. Oh, it's not complete. But we got the warranty card for some reason. And then this one, you want to talk about incomplete. This one's really incomplete. Spider-Man for the GameCube. It looks like it was previously a rental. It's in a rental case with a little security tab on the side. But yeah, it's in there. Of course, no booklet. But I picked all these up. And including the GameCube and a transfer pack, okay, with controllers for $90. So not a great deal, but not a terrible deal. I got a really good deal on the Donkey Kong 3, and I just felt like I should buy more. And the guy kept giving me stuff. He gave my daughter some coloring books that he had around the house for anime stuff, and he gave me a Simpson coloring book on how to draw Simpson characters that looked like it was straight out of the 90s. So I really appreciate that. Thanks, Patrick. I think we are coming pretty close to the end because I'm getting down to the nitty-gritty here. OG Xbox with the controller and all wires. This came from a flea market, the Elephant's Trunk. He had $40 on it. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I know it wasn't $40. I want to say it was $15 or $20. It needs to be cleaned. It also needs to be tested. Great news is it didn't have the little remote control to it for the DVD player, but guess what it has? It has a sensor, man. So I just picked up from my friend Sarah the remote control. Now I have the sensor, and I just realized that just before I started recording this part of the video. So now I have the remote and the sensor, so that's awesome. Well, guys, that's it for this portion of the collection. I think I did pretty good. What do you guys think? Did everything from yard sales to flea markets to marketplace, and I think I did all right. Keep hunting, keep looking. You never know what you're going to find. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching Pink Flamingo Gaming.